So let's talk about the base. The design is intended for a small group, but can definitely be achieved as a solo/duo player. Now if you're paying attention, the cost to build this base will be 57,000 stone without the high walls, or 65,000 with the high walls. But to get to the first tool cupboard, that's one of 3 tool cupboards, you're going to need 14 C4 or 28 rockets, which makes this thing a freaking beast. Hey, how's it going everybody? Tomppabeats here, and today I'm bringing you another group base. Notice how I'm using armored doors. Armored doors are the ideal door type, but if you can't get armored doors, sheet metal doors are just fine. Double arrow right there if any of you guys want to put hidden stashes there. So right above me, we got ourselves a ladder hatch jump. This makes it harder to raid alongside with saving gears. A few dump chests if you want to use them, but personally I'd like to use them as a resource depot so I can store tools and such in the small boxes, and I can dump my resources when I go out farming in the large ones. Here's the first floor cupboard. Keep note that it's going to be about 7 walls to get to this cupboard. So if you haven't noticed, there's a room back here that I like to call the panic room. Basically you can spawn in this bed, grab yourself a hatchet, sit in here like a pussy, or you can chop down the cupboard, which sounds pretty stupid, but it's actually kind of useful. Destroying this cupboard will transfer all cupboard access to the exterior cupboards, really messing up the raid. Now to open up this ladder hatch, all you gotta do is just get on the box, jump, press E, and then hop onto the ladder. Not too hard, really easy to do. So now we're on our shooting port floor, which has some distinct features from my other bases. Notice how I'm using a combination of double doors and cell gates. If you're going to use all out double doors, then it's not going to look as cool. In this pod, we got ourselves 2 sleeping bags, 1 locker, and a small box. Same thing over here, except for instead of 2 sleeping bags, we got ourselves 1 sleeping bag and 1 cupboard. If you don't know what the locker does and you're living under a rock, basically you can quickly swap out your gear with the click of a button. This makes for some excellent efficiency because now with this you don't have to go digging through chests. Third floor tool cupboard basically prevents people from building up even if they have access to the first floor cupboard. Anyhow, let's show you the shooting ports. Starting it off, we got ourselves 2 windows which you can use to go for shoot on top of the small planter. Next, I included a balcony which features a few of my previous ideas into one. So one of its uses is basically just another barricade balcony which you can use to go for shoot like I'm doing now. Or you can use the peek hole I included, which you can just shoot anybody who's right up against your wall. And finally we got ourselves our normal door port, which you can crouch but you'll be more vulnerable, or you can stand up and shoot anybody down below, and the sign will prevent you from being headshot. As you see, it covers up your face, which works really well. So here I'm just demonstrating the other 2 shooting port rooms, which is the same thing as the one I just showed you, but they're on different sides. And now we're on our 4th floor, which is our utility room / loot room. So here's all the loot rooms, there's 3 of them. They all feature 5 chests, which is a design that I created myself. So basically this is where you're going to store all your main resources such as stone, wood, raw materials, animal products, and of course explosives. Same thing over here, 5 more chests, and of course the same thing over here. Alright, let's spin the wheel to see how many likes I should probably beg for. Totally not using this to compensate for how depressing my life is, absolutely not. Next up on our list is going to be our furnace room. So in this box right here we got ourselves 5 furnaces. There are 2 of these rooms, making this base have 10 furnaces, although you could have 15 if you want. Here's the other 5 that I mentioned. And in this last gated off pod we got ourselves an extra utility room. Basically whatever you think is necessary for your base you can put in here, such as repair benches and water barrels. Last up for our 4th floor we got ourselves our bedrooms. So there are 3 bedrooms, one right here, and one right over here. Basically it's got 1 large bed. It's a little difficult to get in from the outside, but once you spawn in your bag it's kinda easy to get out from the inside. So each one of these bedrooms features a large bed alongside with a small chest. There really isn't too much going on here, but it's pretty nifty. Up on our 5th floor, which is our roof, we have a 360-degree view of the base. Here's just a selection of the few types of shooting ports we have. In this center console right over here, we got ourselves our cupboard in 3 bags. Basically, if you die on the roof, you can spawn in quickly and go get your gear. 5th floor cupboard prevents people from raid towering your base. Up this net, we got ourselves some more heliports. This is basically used to help take down heli with the people down below. And finally, I included a crow's nest, which is used for sniping nakeds. So anyways guys, let's show you how to build it. Start with a triangle foundation and add 3 more triangle foundations to all 3 sides. Upgrade your foundations to sheet metal because they don't decay as fast, so obviously before you start building this base you're going to want to have a 2x2 or something set up cooking metal frags. Then wall off the entire perimeter of the room, place a double door frame on either one of the sides, and then add a sheet metal door and code lock. Also remember to include a roof. Place a wall or door frame in the corner, depending on whether you want to have a panic room or not, and then place a cupboard right in front of it. To the left of the cupboard, I suggest placing a large chest so you can store some of your resources while you're building. Now for your foundations, it's going to be a little tricky. Place 2 square foundations right there, and then triangles right in front of it. Do the same thing for the other sides. Then for your corners, all you gotta do is just fill it in with 2 triangle foundations. Now without double layers, your base should look like this. From there, hop down, remove the 2 square foundations that we placed before, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our stack. So I'll remove these 2 right here, these 2 right here, and these 2 right here. Start off by connecting 1 triangle to the outer 3 triangles, and then another one on top of that. Remove the first one, and then place 2 triangles on either side. I'm going to go over it one more time. On the outer 3 triangles, add a triangle, then another one, and then remove the first triangle, and then on the left and right, add a triangle that sticks into the triangle in the center. From your doorway, turn around, and then place a single doorway right here. And then start walling off your entire first floor and second floor. Next to your doorway, place a single box right there, place a single wall right above your doorway, and then place a ladder hatch frame right above that. Make sure you do not upgrade the wall, but you upgrade the ladder hatch frame in a second. Once you're up your ladder hatch, start filling in your flooring and upgrade everything to sheet metal. The only reason why we're doing this before we do the honeycomb is because if we try to place the honeycomb before we do this, we won't be able to place the flooring because we have a double stack. For your honeycomb, it's going to be quite tricky. So it's not too hard. All you got to do is just go by 1 rule. So this triangle right here, you have to have the walls on here first before you build around it. Otherwise you won't be able to place the walls on it because Rust is kind of weird about that. So make sure you build the walls on that triangle first. For the doorways, it's pretty simple. All you got to do is just fill it in. Use single doorways, double doorways, whatever you want. One thing though, this spot right here has to be a double door, otherwise you won't be able to get through it. Next, just hop onto your ladder hatch and get above your walls. We're only doing this just because it's a little easier to build from above. And once again, make sure you fill in the walls to the lonely triangle first before you do anything else. Now let's begin working on our third floor. Pretty simple, all you gotta do is start off by working on the core. I'm gonna speed through this, slow down the video with the gear icon on the bottom right if you need extra help, or you can comment down below and I'll try to get back to you. Here's what your third floor should look like so far. Not too much gotten done, but we'll work on it now. So start off by placing 2 window frames right here, a door frame right there, wall right there, and another door frame right here. Place a floor triangle right outside your first doorway, and another one next to that, upgrade them to sheet metal, and do the rest for the other sides. Now begin filling on your window frames and other things like that. Before you do anything else, place some floor tiles down and upgrade them to sheet metal. What you're going to do is you're going to place some wall frames. Make sure you do this because this continues the double layer up. We need this for our chest room. Then start placing sleeping bags and lockers. Make sure you leave room for a tool cupboard. There, switch out some of the sheet metal doors for cell gates. If you want to leave them as double doors, you can do so. Once you're done with that, start working on your sheet metal flooring. Now add walls to the outer perimeter of your 4th floor. Starting off with your 4th floor interior, place a door frame to one of the corners and then a wall right next to it. Do it for the remaining sides. Over to these 3 triangles, place a wall frame, and to the left of that, place a wall. For your lit rooms, it's pretty easy, just place walls in the appropriate areas. Setting up your chest, all you gotta do is just head over to one of the pods, right over here, these are gonna be your loot rooms, and then place a large vertical chest by rotating it using R. Place them approximately towards the center, you don't have to put them right next to each other, I don't advise you put them right next to each other. And make sure they're not too close to where the door is supposed to be. Then once you're done with that, place 2 low walls right there, don't upgrade them just yet, and then try to place chests on top. It's easier to place a chest on top if they are not upgraded at all. Now we have to upgrade them, so all you gotta do is just try to jump crouch on top of the chest. It can be a little tedious at times, but I'm just gonna fly through because I'm a lazy bitch. And then upgrade them to sheet metal or wood. Up to you. Select the U-shaped stairs and then rotate until the platform faces out of the doorway. Select chest and then try to place the chest in between the crack between the 2 chests. It should work perfectly as long as the chests aren't too close together. and boom, there we go. So now all you gotta do is just do this from the remaining sides. Then start filling in all your random appliances. Pretty simple, I'm gonna speed through this. Now, once again, begin working on your sheet metal floor. First, start off by placing two 45-degree roofs on the corners. Do this for the 3 sides. Place 2 wall frames to fill in this gap right here. Then for this little balcony type thing, place your low walls and wall frames and floor tiles. Now for your center console, single doorway right next to the ladder hatch and then walls all the way around. Doorway right there, and then fill in your sheet metal flooring. Make sure not to cover the hole above the doorway. Hop up to the position I'm at and then place some 45-degree roofs along this. That way we can use them as heliports. Then just fill in for your crow's nest. I'm going to speed through this, so I'll be right back. For creating stacked cupboards, it's pretty easy. All you gotta do is just remove the cupboard on the first floor, place it on the 5th floor, 3rd floor, and then back down onto the 1st floor. Make sure you put it in order. Anyways guys, thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and peace.